All right, hello and welcome to
Yeah.
episode 88, the Michael Irvin episode of the Too Hard to Pass podcast. I'm your co-host, Juan Martinez, and to my left or to my right, it's the birthday boy, Jacques.
Sorry, no one cares about my birthday. What up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's been a couple of weeks. I was traveling last week, so that's why we didn't have a show last week. Totally my fault. Just being on New York time and Juan's here on LA time, it just kind of made it hard to sync up schedules, and especially because I was running around, so it had to be either super late at night for me or super early in the morning for him, and we just, I didn't want to inconvenience the man, so I know Juan's very testy in the mornings, so didn't want to bother him. So yeah, but welcome to the show. We got a good show planned for you guys. A lot of things going on. New signature shoes, new-ish signature athletes, I guess you could call them. Or it's newish. I guess, I don't know if it's new. He's new, kinda. And then some rule changes, which could be really exciting, or an overreaction to what's going on in other leagues. But I guess we'll see. So yeah, let's get into it, Juan. What's going on, man?
Yeah. So let's kick things off by saying, belated happy birthday to you.
Thanks, sir.
We're doing this on podcast time and everything, because the last time we did the episode was before we, the last episode, it was before your birthday, and now we're doing this basically 2 weeks after your birthday. But basically, in the podcast, in the Too Hard to Pass greater, wider universe, it's still your birthday time. So I figured I would greet you.
Birthday month. We'll take the month.
Yes. And there was a great party. Lots of good people. It was very much a good time. And, it was fun to see all these people praising Jacques for how great he is and how amazing he is and how much of a, nice person he is. And I don't think
praising Jacques is the right word.
It seemed like there was a lot of praising going on. I think
it's more of sharing mutual experiences is probably the better way to say it.
A lot of complimentary things to say about Jacques. And I gotta say, man, they don't know.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't know the real. They don't know the real.
Of course not. No, we all know Jacques a great person, a good guy and everything. And he deserved all the flowers that he got on that day. So very much a good time was had. And I also had an amazing time. Got to see a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time, reconnect, and just, be like, hey, how's it going? All that good stuff. However,
it was some good people. It was some good people there, which is exciting. I was happy to see a lot of the people that came through. It's always good to see when family and friends come together. So for me, it was man, this is dope. This is really, really dope.
As I believe, I don't know if it was Wells or someone else said, basically, look, if there's one person who's going to get us to drive through the 405, it's you. On a Friday at that time, if there's one person, it's you. And for me, if there's one person who's going to get me to drive through 210 at that time on a Friday, it's going to be Jacques Slade. So,
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad everybody made the trip. Some people were later than others, but I still appreciate the fact that people rode out. Coming this way on the 405 at that time of the evening is a big ask. So I'm definitely thankful that some people made the trip for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say though, I did make a little bit of an excursion in between, hanging out and everything at your birthday party. At the venue where you held your party, next door, I believe is it's a collectible show, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, what? Wait, is there just a big old collectible show next door? And I guess it's open on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I was like, what's up Friday? And I'll go check it out. So I went there in between stuff going on and all that stuff, just to see what's up.
Did you find anything?
Just walked around and everything. I was like, a lot of Pokemon cards. I'm I'm way out of my depth here. So, but however, I did see something that I thought was very interesting, Jacques. So basically the world of the collectibles thing now it's all about Pokemon, right? All about Pokemon cards, One Piece, all those card games and all that stuff. So the sports thing is kind of gotten pushed to the side. I remember there was the era where it was all sports. Sports was the thing, basketball, baseball, and everything. But now kids, what they're into is Pokemons and all that stuff. But in the sports section, which is like a very like distinct corner of that particular place,
Mhm.
on the wall of one of those was a framed, basically a framed of like several trading cards signed by one white chocolate Jason Williams. So
Yeah.
it wasn't just one card. It was like 36 different cards. And I counted it because I looked it up. I was like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 36 different signed cards by Jason Williams framed on a wall. And I thought to myself, that's dedication. That is
Yeah.
someone who is a true collector, a fan, you might say, of
Yeah.
white chocolate Jason Williams. And I thought to myself, who would who is the 90s like basketball celebrity, whatever figure that I would want 36 different signatures of
I
framed
mean,
on my wall?
yeah.
I can't even like, I looked at him like, who is like that guy? Like, obviously Michael
Hmm.
Jordan, right? Like
Yeah.
that's an easy answer. But like, who is like a deep cut from the late 90s that I would want like 36 different signatures of framed and then like hung on the wall. And yeah, I had to like really think about it for a second. And I was like, oh, it's a little wild to think that I would get like something like that much. Like, one's fine. Like, hey, you get one of somebody, that'd be pretty cool. But like 36, I was like, man, that's and it's sometimes there's like the same card is like just different, like, it's the same card like 5 times over, but then there's like different
Yeah.
cards and everything. But I'm like, man, and I could
The
look at it and
only
I could tell
person
it's
I
like
could
some of them
think
pretty
of is Kobe.
Cove, sure. But that's not obscure though. Like I was thinking of
Oh,
like somebody who's like,
obscure.
yeah, somebody who was like, if you had to be like be there for like the 90s to be like to understand, like, oh, okay. And my first thought was
Oakley,
like,
Charles Oakley.
yeah, oh, sure, yeah. Like Nick Van Exel or something, like Eddie Jones, like,
Yeah,
someone from that
that's a good
era,
one.
right? Yeah,
That's a good
yeah, yeah.
one.
And I was like, man, this would be a funny present to Jacques if I could afford to give it to him right now, though. I had I thought a
Yeah.
thought for a second. I was like, it'd be funny just to give him this. It's like it's the most non sequitur gift. Here you go, Jacques. Happy birthday. 36
Right.
signed Jason Williams cards framed. And you'd be like, the hell?
Like, what did I say something about me liking Jason Williams this much or something?
Right. It's like, this guy must be a fan. He wasn't even selling. There's no price tag on the thing. It was just there on display.
Oh,
I'm sure maybe if I asked, maybe the person would sell it. But if
yeah.
there's no price tag, like everything else had price tags around it, right? So maybe this person's just a
Interesting.
fan. Someone's just a big fan of Jason Williams. And I'm
Hey,
like,
look, to each his own.
yeah. I'm not judging or anything, but I was just like, man, that's to go through that effort to like get it framed, I think is like the thing more than anything else. Is like, whoa,
Yeah.
like like
I mean,
you
that's
to
cool though to frame them. I mean, that's a cool way to like show them off.
absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, like it just made me think like two things. Was like, man, this would be a funny gift to give to Jacques right now, just like sight unseen. Of like, oh, this would be funny. But I'm sure it would also be pretty expensive. But also be like, who would be like my particular like 90s obscure deep cut basketball star that would be like pretty funny to like hang up on the wall here in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah, no,
Nick Van
good times
Exel
were
is a
had.
good one.
Nick the Quick, Eddie
Chris Webber.
Jones. Yeah. Chris Webber,
Chris
pretty
Webber
good
would be
too.
a good one.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think
Grant
who
Hill.
else.
Grant Hill would be
Grant Hill
fun.
would be a fantastic one. That'd be a
Yeah.
fantastic one.
Penny Hardaway, like
Yeah.
basically those dudes from that era. Yeah. It'd be funny though if we could get like Lil Penny though, like Chris Rock and Penny Hardaway on the same thing. That'd be pretty fun.
Oh, that would be, I'm sure somebody has to have a card signed by both Chris
Something.
Rock and Grant Hill. I
Oh,
mean
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway. Sorry.
That would go for
Penny
stupid
Hardaway
money.
and
Yeah.
Little Penny.
Yeah.
It has to be. There has to be one out
There
there.
has to be something. If anybody out there in the comments, or like we could just put this out on the socials, if anybody knows of somebody who owns that, we would just like to see it, just to know that it's
I just
real.
want to see it. That's a cool one. That
would be very cool.
That's a cool one. I don't know,
That would be
like what
very cool.
else. Trying to think of what else or who else could have something like that's like a cool. Maybe like
As somebody,
no, that's probably the only one. Maybe no,
MJ and Spike.
yeah, that's it.
Like, but I don't think which is crazy because I've seen like, like through the years, like, collecting cards and all that stuff. I've seen Reggie Miller and Spike, but I've never seen MJ and Spike. I could be wrong, but I've never seen like an MJ and Spike Lee signed card,
Oh, it's
which
on the
is
same
wild to think
card.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the coolest one though would be Chris Rock
Yeah.
and Penny.
Because that's definitely like if you know kind of thing, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
you had to
yeah,
be there to really like get the gravity of how cool it was at that time.
yeah.
Like Penny Hardaway was like the coolest dude. All right. So speaking of cool dudes, Jacques Slade, cool dude, you were in New York for this past week.
Yes,
Basically, champagning and campaigning, gallivanting all around the
champagning and
city, alter,
campaigning. Wow.
alternating between like the city, taking in like the Knicks winning the championship,
No,
during
no,
the
that's not
nighttime, and
true.
then going to the
That's not
U.S. Open
true.
during the daytime, like and you were driving like in your fancy cars and all that stuff, and I was like, man.
That
You
part
couldn't
is
invite
partially
me?
true.
You couldn't invite me? Wow.
Okay, I'll
Wow.
clarify
Damn.
just so people know. I was not out there celebrating the Knicks. I would never. Um, that feels disrespectful that you even said it. If I'm being honest, I wasn't even in New York City proper. I was in
Mm.
the state of New York. I was
Ah.
in Long Island and in the Hamptons. So I feel like it's very
Oh. Oh.
offensive
Sorry.
for you to make it seem like I was out there gallivanting with these wild and unruly Knicks fans, which I was not. Shout out to the Knicks fans. I love you guys. No,
You didn't
I
get a
was
key
out.
receipt from Donnie or something? No, you didn't. Like
No,
from
no,
there?
no,
From the mayor? No?
no.
No.
I was I was out in Long Island and in the Southamptons with Lexus. They had this thing called Experience Amazing where they took a couple of creators, big and small, me being on the small side compared to the other creators that were there.
Sure.
Me being the smallest probably of all the creators that were there, and played a couple rounds of golf. We played a course called Catanzit. It was very windy. It's right on the water, and it was a horrible round of golf. Golf course kicked my ass. But then the next day, we played at this place called The Bridge, and that was probably one of, if not the best golf course I've ever played on. It's a private club. It has a little bit of like Sand Valley vibes, but it's in New York. You can see the water down on the horizon. Very, very expensive place that I had no business being there. Like from what I heard, and I can't confirm this, the initiation fee is $2.4 million. So it's definitely way, way above my budget, but it was beautiful. It was a former racetrack, and they still had like pieces of the race course still intact around the golf course, and it just looked absolutely fantastic. It was very beautiful. Clubhouse was
Like
immaculate.
races in cars or horse racing?
Car races.
Oh wow.
So they had like Chevron signs. They had the mobile horse like lit up in the like back in the horizon. It was very. They had like the side rails for races was like in between some of the holes, and you could see them like winding through the
cool.
golf course. It was really dope. They did a fantastic job. Whoever designed it, and the team that put it together. But yeah, it's really very, very expensive. Probably the best golf course I've probably ever played. And that, I've played Grove 23. I've played St. Andrews. Like St. Andrews is probably more of a performance course. I've played Riv. I've been very, very lucky to play some nice golf courses, and that's probably the best. It was challenging, but it was beautiful at the same time. And so you kind of like you were taking it in, but also getting your teeth kicked in at the same time. So it was great. It was great. It was really, really cool. And then for the next Thursday, Friday, we went to the U.S. Open. So we got to hang out in the Lexus suite with people way more important than me, and watch the rounds, watch the ride on 17, like sit in the stands above 17. I mean, like really, like honestly, like there was way more important people there in that Lexus suite than I am. And I was just like, let me just be quiet, go grab me, like take some food whenever they put out fresh food out, and go sit my ass back down and watch some golf because I do not belong here. So it was cool though. It was really great. It was really cool. And yeah, came back, and that was it. It was a good trip though. It was a good trip. Got to hang with some good people. Got to hang with Joey and Wells from The Bachelor, Haley Ostrom, like super golf influencer, Lulu, super golf influencer, Gabby, super golf influencer, a bunch of like really high profile golf influencers, and then there was me, the sneaker / golf guy, who probably shouldn't have been there. I don't know how they let me into the room. Definitely should have been somebody a little like higher up on the influencer ring than me, but I got to go, so I'll take it, and no complaints here.
Man, here we go, Jacques being like humble and everything. But we all know the truth. We all know the truth. Like you worked
Nah, I'm
hard
being
for this,
humble. It's
man.
the truth.
You deserve
It's
it.
the
You
truth.
deserve it. This is like, you have paved the way for a lot of people. And, people recognize that and they see the work that you put in and the fact that you have been doing this for a while. It's not because of like, joke, like, make unk jokes or old jokes or anything like that. But it's like, you've
Right.
been doing this for a while. You've been consistent and the work is good. And this is just like people recognizing that and seeing like, hey, Jacques Slade, man, like, we would love to have him on board and everything. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that doesn't influence the core writer, but whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways,
And honestly, I probably couldn't just if I do that, I couldn't just bring you, honestly, because I think I'd have to bring Preezy as well. So I have to get 2 +1s, or
yes,
I had to get a +2, and I don't know. It's hard enough to get a +1, let alone a +2.
exactly.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah,
We'll see. We're working on it though.
Situation.
We're working on it though. I'd love to have you guys come. I think you guys
Oh no,
would.
absolutely. This would definitely be a situation where it's not just me. The priest would definitely be like involved in something like this,
Yeah,
especially like a golf thing.
Preez might burn everything down if we don't invite him. He burn
And
this
you know
whole
what?
thing down.
He wouldn't be. You know what? I wouldn't be blaming for it. I wouldn't blame him for it.
Right.
I'd be like,
Not at all.
no, not at all, not at all. But yeah, no, you got to go to the U.S. Open, and it was won by one Wyndham Clark,
Wyndham Clark
repeating.
Dub C.
No, not a repeat, but like winning for the second time. He won in 2023, which was like the U.S. Open that I got to go to here in L.A. But Jacques, like, there's been a lot of like talk about like this U.S. Open, right? Like people have been saying a lot of like there's been a lot of critiques about how certain players, especially Clark, have been treated at the U.S. Open, and how there's like people saying we're never going to have like a major event here in New York State, I guess, ever again because of like how the fans were treating certain players. Now you were there in person. Was it like Thursday, Friday?
So I was there Thursday, Friday. I wasn't there on Sunday. No. So
Right.
all that, like a lot of that energy, I think a lot of that energy didn't really come until Sunday, during that final round. And I haven't watched a lot of like Wyndham's response to it. I don't know if he was upset by it or bothered by it. But I mean, it was almost like, it was weird because it was almost like Scotty was playing a home game. Sure. And everybody, it was like he was the guy everybody was rooting for, as opposed to rooting for the guy that was leading. So, I mean, I think it was all in good fun. I'm not upset about it. I didn't get upset about it. I don't think Wyndham's upset about it. It wasn't that big of a deal. I don't think it affected play. If anything, I think it lit a fire under his ass that he was like, okay, sure. I'll show y'all. Y'all can root for Scotty if you want, but I'm taking this trophy home. So I'd rather have that energy than it just be like a cakewalk for Wyndham. So I think good for him, and I hope that this doesn't change the way people look at having events in New York again. I think it was just a matter of like, for some reason Scotty got the home team nod and they were rooting for him.
Yeah, and what it comes down to is like I don't mind it when fans are have their favorites. Like we are done with like the days of like the prim and proper, like the way of like how golf should be, like just golf claps and all that stuff. Like I want to see people who are rooting for the guys to win. Yes. And as long as you're not like a major jerk about it, like you can talk trash to like players, like
exactly.
And it's like there's certainly a line, but from what I've seen from like clips and like what I've seen from like the replays and everything, nothing really felt like it was crossing a line.
Yeah.
It wasn't
nothing
like,
felt out of line. Nothing felt crazy. It felt like they were just like like Scotty do something, they were like, yeah. And Wyndham do something,
Yeah.
they would just be like, all right,
Right.
cool.
Cool.
We
And that's the
should
thing
know
is
that.
like, depending on who you are, you might even like feed off that energy, right? Like if you
Yep.
are somebody who's like, oh, y'all are booing. Okay, let's watch this. Like,
Yeah.
I would totally root for the golfer who like took that energy and like took that hate. Well, whatever, golf hate, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was like, oh, what's up? Okay, all right, I'll show you
Oh
guys.
yeah.
I'll show
Yeah.
you guys
Okay.
how
All
this
right.
is. I'll show
All
you
right. All
guys what
right.
time it
All
is.
right. Yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
Okay. Okay.
It's
All
like
right. All right.
I think it's because we come from like this world of like different sports, like basketball,
Mm-hmm.
like where we take that energy of like, you're a hater right now. Oh, you're being like this right now.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, I'll show
We
you what's
feed
up.
off that. Yeah, we
You feed
feed
off
off
that
that.
exactly. Like we
100.
love.
It's like that Kobe commercial. I think it's the
Yeah.
last. Is it the final Kobe
It's like
commercial?
where he's like a conductor or something, and he's like,
Yeah.
I love it
Yeah.
when you guys
Yeah.
boo me and everything, and it's like, yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, we love it when like our guys go to like the opposing teams, home court, and they are like, and you shut them up. Like that's the thing is like we live for that. And golf, I guess, just isn't used to that. At least when it's not the Ryder Cup, right? Like with the Ryder
Yeah.
Cup, we get it. It's just that maybe it's shocking because it happened at a U.S. Open, and there is the part of it is because like people were rooting for Scotty, and because they
Mm-hmm.
want to see that Grand Slam. Like they
Yep.
want to see the because that was the one major that he was missing, right? As they want that to be complete. And it's funny because like it reminded me of like this is so long ago, but like it was like the Open Championship, like it might have been like 20 something years ago, and like Tom Watson, like one of the greatest golfers of all time, and he like turned back the clock because he was like I think at this point like 60 over 60 something or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he had the lead going into like the final round of the Open. And there was this other dude, Stuart Sink, and he's a really respected golfer. People like him and
Mm-hmm.
everything. But you could see the energy of like, we want to see Tom Watson go back in time and be like that guy, that great golfer again
Yeah. Yep.
to win it again. Kind of like when Nicholas won it in 86 or something like that. But like, just turning back the clock and being like, a throwback performance. And Watson didn't end up winning, and people were kind of like, "You suck, Stuart Singh. We hate you, cuts, because you
Yeah.
took you took this woman away from us." And I think that more than anything was like, the New York energy was like, we want to see this amazing like thing happen for us, like kind of like the people in Augusta who got to see Rory complete the Grand Slam. These people in New
Yeah.
York, this might be their only chance to ever see a Grand Slam complete, and they're like, "Oh man, you're taking it away from." This is,
Yeah. No, I get it, and
Clark.
and it's harder for New York fans because they don't see people winning things at the top very often. So it makes sense. I mean, unless they're Yankees fans, but
Yeah,
even then it's But yeah, so it's tough. They're
Yeah.
I mean, so they
Like we said-
get riled up very easily. They're not used to seeing teams win championships. So
exactly.
You know,
Like we
it's
said
a-
in
it's a
Hard
tough
Pass,
thing.
it was like we said in Hard Pass, right? It's like, hey, you know what? It's cool. It's cool to see that euphoric energy of like 50 something years waiting to win a championship. But if but us LA people, we'll take the regular scheduled winning every so often.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We don't need to wait that long. It's okay. We don't need that. It's cool that you guys have this. It's cool that New York got to see this. And it was very cool to see. The parade was awesome. Vibe and energy was all great and everything. But we'll take our like win every couple years or so. We'll championships every year. Regular, like, when there's the Dodgers, the Lakers, and everything. We're okay with that. We don't need to wait super long. We don't.
Yeah. 100%. We don't have to wait for it. But I think part of it also was there's a bunch of golf chads out there that are upset about Wyndham Clark and what happened at Oakmont in the locker room. And I understand that. Like I understand like he stepped over the line. Like there's no question about it. Like that was
Right.
like that's not cool. But it ain't it's not like a cardinal sin. Like the world is still going to go on. Like he didn't kill somebody. Like you guys, like, one, you're never going to be at Oakmont in that locker room anyway. So calm down. And, and second, like he did it. He apologized and he knew he stepped over the line, and you move on. You keep pushing, but he doesn't, they don't see it that way. They wanted Scotty. They want the grandson. I get it. It would have been a great moment for Scotty, and now they have to wait another year for that release. But Wyndham's been cooking. He's been playing well lately. like very well deserved. From Thursday to Sunday to win top to bottom. Like get
Hmm.
that man his flowers.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, well deserved. I mean, hey man, like when you're leading that way, was it pretty much on wire to wire? Pretty much from
Wire
like
to wire.
Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't deny that. Like, you can't deny that. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm like the biggest Wyndham Clark fan or anything like that, but it's like, hey, respect. Like, I
Yeah,
can't.
100%. Like
Like,
I respect the dude. We
yeah,
talk a little
exactly.
bit on social, but like I respect the guy
Yeah, I'd
regardless.
rather people be who they really are. I'd rather see people who for who they really are than like project like some sort of image of like, oh, I am this like nice person or anything like that, but then like show to
Right.
actually be like a jerk in real life or anything like that. So yeah, no, shout out to Wyndham Clark. Would rather have seen Scotty Scheffler win, but I'm not gonna like lose my mind over it or anything like that. But yeah,
Got you.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, going to a different topic, Jacques. Today is actually like the night of the NBA draft. There's a lot of goings
Yes.
on in the league right now. Giannis is in Miami, which is crazy to think about.
Crazy,
It's like, oh,
crazy.
all right, cool. I mean, yeah, great. Like wild times and everything. But it is 2026, which means it's been 30 years since the late Kobe Bryant was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets and was subsequently traded to Los Angeles Lakers. And of course, Nike's celebrating that with like the draft pack and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
that's a huge deal. And of course, you have the Lakers colorway or every because of course you do. You're special like that. You are one of the 4% who
They
actually
just
got a
they,
pair.
they just know I'm a Lakers fan, that's all.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well deserved, well deserved. Some of us Laker fans don't get that kind of privilege, but whatever. But well, take me back, Jacques, to like 1996. Like, what was 1996 Jacques' take on like Kobe coming to the Lakers? Was it even somebody you thought about? Like, oh, we're taking a high school kid. What are we doing here? Like, what was
No,
your
I mean, I
thoughts
think
about it when that
we were in
happened?
that high school kid. I think that was like that high school kid era.
Mm,
So it wasn't like strange. And then I was young enough where I was like, shit, that's so cool. Coming out of high school and going straight to the NBA. So for
yeah,
me, it was like, that's amazing. That's awesome. So like that's the kind of energy that I had. It wasn't more of like, oh, we don't need this high school kid. We need to get somebody out of college in 4 years. I don't think I've ever thought that way. So for me, it was like, oh, this is cool. This is awesome.
yeah. I'm the total opposite. I will admit that right now. Let's see, how was I like in middle school or was I or freshman in high school? But like when Kobe got drafted, I was a huge Eddie Jones fan. Like that's my guy.
Okay.
And I thought like, man, this guy's taking his spot. How dare he? Like who's this punk high school kid to take, which is funny because he's older than me. But like who is this punk kid to like take my favorite Eddie Jones' spot? And then eventually like, they trade Eddie to Charlotte. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Like this was a guy, like he was the part of the Lake Show with like Nick Van Exel and all those guys. Like
Mm,
he was supposed to be part of the crew to win the championship. And I will tell you
okay.
the exact moment that I turned where I was like, you know what? Undeniable, undeniable. It was the night of my high school graduation. It was the was it the Pacers? It was the Pacers. And it was dinner and my date, we were like watching the game on the TV. I forget what the restaurant was. Like there was like a Chili's or like a whatever, one of those like theme, like one of those restaurants. And we were watching the TV and I was just seeing Kobe just go off. And I'm like, you know what? I was wrong.
Mm,
I actually told I told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I'm wrong. I was like, he's legit. Because I was just hating up to that point because I was like, I didn't see it. I don't want to believe. My dad was like, he's great. What are you talking about?
yeah,
Like,
what are you talking about? Why are you
yeah, what are you
yeah.
talking about? Like, what you're an idiot. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But then when I saw that game, I think it was like game 4 or something, or like the finals, and he just took over because I think it was like the game when Shaq fouled out and
Mm,
Kobe just took over and like he led the Lakers and they beat the Pacers. I think it was like game 3 or 4. And I remember just being like, yeah, yeah, this is a guy. This is
yeah.
definitely like this is our guy now. Like, Eddie Jones would never have been able to pull this off. I was just like, no, he's legit. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. So I am willing to admit that I was wrong for the first couple of years of Kobe's career. I was like, did not believe, thought he was overhyped, thought he was like trying to copy MJ too much. Was one of those people, really?
Yeah. I
But
think
then,
everybody
like, I was
kind of
like,
thought about. Everybody thought that at first.
but then I was like, you know what? I am man enough to admit that I was wrong, and I was like, okay, well, no, I'm a Kobe person now. So, but yeah, no, it's like just 30 years, and it's crazy to think, like, man, it's been that long, and Nike is celebrating it with that pack. Jacques, would you actually like if you didn't get that pair though? Like, is this something that where you would actually like take a shot at it, like buy one of those sneakers and be like, oh, hope you get the Lakers pair?
Yes. And the only way I would be upset is if I would have got the Celtics or the
Basically the same thought I had, right?
yeah, like I think it would have been cool. It'd have been cool. Either any of the other teams would have been fine. If I'd have got the Celtics, I'd have been like, oh fuck, damn it. Like it's not like I would throw them away or anything like that or get rid of them, but I'd have been like,
Yeah,
these are
exactly,
the
right?
basketball gods torturing me. This is
the
them
cruelest of
laughing.
jokes.
Yeah, this is the cruelest of jokes. But outside of that, I think I would have went for it just 'cause I think the whole mystery pack thing is cool. I just think I think it's a fun little addition to the chase in the world of sneakers.
Yeah, I just want to see like somebody actually go for the whole set. Like I would like
Yeah.
to see somebody try to get everything. Like just because of like because they posted the odds. Like it's just something about like seeing like what actually the odds are of getting all of these things is like, oh, you have an 8% chance of getting the Sixers one. You have like a 6% chance of getting so and so. So you're like, oh, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy to
Yeah.
try to get all of these pairs. Like I wanted to see because it reminds me of like these videos on YouTube where people are like opening like dozens and dozens of packs, like, oh, we're gonna keep going until we pull like a Michael Jordan or something. I want to see somebody buy like dozens of these and open them all just to see if they could complete a set. Like, I just want to see
Just
somebody
to
who's like
get the full
stupid rich.
set.
I want to see like what was it? What's his name? DJ Rich Chang or something. Big Boy Chang.
Big
I
boy
want to see
Chang.
him. Yeah. I want to see him because I look Filipino. I know. Like I want to see. I want to see him buy like 100 of these and try to
Mm.
get them all. Try to get them all that way. I don't want to see trades. I think, of course, people are going to be trading and all that stuff, but I want to see somebody like just have 100 boxes of these, like those resellers, right? Those like jerk off resellers who have like all of these
Yeah.
boxes. Like, oh, we got them all. Open them all. I want to see you guys just open all of these until you get the full set. Because I
Yeah.
want to see. I just want to see the chaos, and then at the end, it's funny for me either way. Is like if they get it, it's like cool, congratulations. If you don't get it, it's like, ooh, that's tough. That's
Yeah.
rough. You open all
Yeah.
that and didn't even get the full set. You didn't get you didn't get the Lakers color, and that's the toughest one. Dang, that's gonna be
That's the toughest one. 4%.
yeah. It's not gonna be
Yeah, it
easy.
would be cool to see somebody with all of them.
Yeah,
It's great photo op, but I don't know what you're going to do after that. To have 14 pairs of Kobe's of the same Kobe, that's tough. Like
yeah.
unless you're putting those in a display case, that's a tough one to deal with.
Bet you'll see it at a sneaker con at some point or like a complex con, like somebody with the full set. Somebody just have that all
Yeah.
together.
I can
But
see
yeah, no,
that.
definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, no, it's dropping sometime this week, right? Like the whole draft pack. But yeah, hopefully I'll try to get one. Probably take the L on sneakers anyway. So I'm just fired up for the first time in like a very long time. It's like Dusty's like, oh,
Yeah,
welcome.
dust off the app and open it up, see what's happening. Yeah.
Welcome. We haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome to all these new changes that you haven't seen for like since you haven't done this in like a couple of years. But yeah,
I opened my app like a month ago for something I tried to get or I was thinking about getting. I don't remember what it was.
it's
Oh, I
funny.
think
Like
it was the Nick Jordan threes. I didn't want them. I just wanted to just kind of look at the app and see what
okay.
they look like. I felt
Well,
like
see,
if the Knicks let the Knicks fans get these, like it's
mm,
not something that I needed to
sure,
have. Like if Jordan
sure.
Brand sent me a pair, sure. But if I gotta, I want to buy a pair that somebody else could get.
Absolutely. It was funny. Like I think I bought something at the Nike outlets. It's funny. Like I saw a pair of the Jordan 11 low Columbias, the what is it? Like the legacy blue, whatever you want to call it, like
Mm-hmm.
those baby blue ones. And I bought it because it was like $100, like because it was like on the wall. I'm like, man, we are really in like the look through the looking glass of like freaking Jordan retros now, where we can get 11 lows and like desirable colorways like the baby blue for like $100. And I was like, and then they're like,
That's
do you have the Nike
crazy.
app? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me fire this up. And then I look at it, member since 2002, and they're like, damn. Like I've had this email tied to the Nike thing for like since 2002. I'm like, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Shows you how long we've been drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And I show it to them, and they're like, wow. I'm sure there was like a very like, oh, this sucker old, and he's still buying sneakers. Don't you need orthopedics now, sir, or something like that? Like,
I mean, if
maybe
they do the math, you had to be at least 13 to sign up.
exactly,
Or
and
is
it's like
that's a new
2002. You're
thing?
like,
Or maybe not.
oh
Yeah, so
Lord.
you had to be at least 13. So they're like, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
exactly.
Welcome. Yeah.
But anyway,
Welcome to old. Welcome to
welcome to
old.
old. Speaking of old, Pharrell Williams. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bump,
So for
bump.
Skateboard P, yeah, good. So Skateboard P is in the news lately because he debuted a new Louis Vuitton sneaker. Because he's what is he like? What is the official title? Like creative director at Louis Vuitton
I
or
think
something like
creative
that?
director, I think. Let me look it
Yeah.
up. I think
So
he's
he
creative
unveiled
director.
a new sneaker. It's called the Combi, and
Combi, yeah.
it's yeah. And people have feelings about the sneaker because it looks very, very similar to a Vans sneaker. And people have just had a lot of things to say, surprisingly, including Vans. And, I think this has been like a common thing, like what people are like just talking about and I feel like this is kind of like opened the floodgates of like Pharrell hating, where it's like people talk about like, oh, this is just something Pharrell always does. He like takes an old shoe and he just like puts crazy colors on it, or he doesn't have any original designs and all that stuff and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, man, like guys, like, are we still doing this? Like, this is what luxury brands do. Like, this is just like, this is par for the course for luxury brands. Like, it'd be cool if it was like a Louis Vuitton Vans like collaboration. And obviously, like, Louis Vuitton knows what they're doing. They're not gonna like put something out there that is gonna get them in trouble or anything like that. They're gonna make it different enough and like luxury, quote unquote, enough that Vans can't, go get them. And, it's like, I just don't understand. Like, I feel like this is more just like people who already had feelings towards Pharrell, like negative feelings. This is basically just an excuse for them to just like open up and be like, here we go. Let's go get him. Let's go get him. Because when I first saw these, I'm like, cool. Like, I wasn't like impressed. I wasn't like disappointed. I was just like, oh, okay. So Pharrell's got something new. Cool. I'll be interested to see these at like, a Nordstrom or like, a Bloomingdale's and not buy it. But, I'll just be like, all right, cool. Interesting. Just an interesting take on an old school, like, skate shoe or boat shoe, whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't something where I was like, how dare he take this old design? And it's like, nah, dude, like we've been doing this forever. Like, this is how luxury brands operate. And at the same time, it's like, it's a new take. And it's like, you were never going to see like Vans do like a luxury sneaker. You're never going to see that. So this is Louis Vuitton doing that. Like, like Vans, I guess, is popping right now because of like their, Chanel bag inspired sneakers, but that's as far as it's going to go. Like, but if you want like the high end luxury take on it, you have to go through like Louis Vuitton or like a, Gucci or Chanel or whatever. And yeah, no, I just felt like this was like open season to hate on Pharrell for reasons, I guess.
Yeah, I think that the shoe does kind of look like a Vans, but also does every other boat shoe. We could go on the internet right now and find 20 boat shoes from different brands or deck shoes from different brands that look very similar to Vans. I think if he would have revealed a different color, the backlash would be less intense. Like he released the red, and red is obviously a popular Vans colorway. That red van is a popular Vans colorway. So I think that's where a lot of the conversations that's going on around the internet are happening. But then I also think it's people that are always looking for something to complain about, and this just happens to be the thing that they're gonna harp on. I see people talk about originality and there's no spark and all the things. But like what you said, there's very few fashion houses that are bringing brand new things, especially in the footwear space. Very rarely do you see something brand new from a luxury house that has, that it deals with footwear. Yeah, dresses, shirts, pants. Yeah, they're all over the place and doing all kind of crazy things. But shoes, they're generally just aping what's happening in culture and creating their own
Mm-hmm.
version of it with elevated materials and a logo. So the outrage is kind of overdone and overblown, in my opinion. And that coupled with the fact that boat/deck shoes have been around for 50 to 75 years, and Vans isn't the first one to do it, and they won't be the last one to do it.
Yeah. I feel like, it was just one of those situations where like people just had it out. And of course, Van's also contributing to it. And, this
Yes,
is for them, this is easy PR. Like they don't have to
exactly.
do anything. They just have to post like something on the socials and people would just be like, yeah, go get them, Vans. And it's like,
Yep,
you guys
and
are
it's
falling
fun.
for
It's
this.
fun. It's been fun. It's been a fun
Yeah,
couple of days. The fact
yeah.
that they quoted Mr. Me Too in the comments is
Yeah, that was good.
prime perfect. Like, it's perfect. It's
Hmm.
a great troll, and now they can all go back and forth. Although Pharrell's never going to say anything, so it's cool. I thought it was fun. It's a fun time in sneakers. You got everybody riled up, but you got the juices flowing. But at the end of the day, I don't see anything legally happening outside. I don't see anything. Yeah, I just don't see anything legally happening. I think we'll just see how the core consumer responds to it and how many people actually buy it.
My thing is like, I'm sure there's been DMs exchanged between Vans and Pharrell, just like wink, wink. Hey, we're good. We're good. I think this is
Yeah, I
basically
imagine
how this
so.
all. Yeah,
I
like I
imagine
don't think
so.
there's any like actual heat between the two, like between Pharrell and Louis Vuitton and like Vans. I'm sure this is all like, hey man, we're kind of getting like, the bump out of all of this. Like, we good, we good, we good,
Hmm.
So I think, and then people, of course, are just gonna take it to some people are gonna get in on the fun, which is great, but some people are gonna take it too seriously. And I'm like, guys, like we don't as the in the words of the well, I don't want to quote him because he sucks, but he's gone. Don't work yourself into a shoe, brother. Just don't work yourself into a shoe,
Well
brother.
played.
So
Well played.
yeah,
Well
yeah.
played.
So we're not even gonna acknowledge who that is. Anyways, moving on to other fun parts of like the sneaker world. Since we've been gone, the Nike Caitlin 1 has made its long-awaited debut to the
Debut.
shock of many people because we thought we were like, oh, I thought it was gonna be like All-Star. It might have been like the playoffs. Nah, like I guess Nike was like, let's do it now.
Yeah.
Like, they dropped like the Kobe 6 that was based on Taylor Swift's like Eras tour. And then
Hmm.
just Caitlyn just dropped the bomb of like, this is the last one. And then everyone's like, uh-oh, what does that mean? This is the what do you mean this is
Yeah.
the last one? And then just then just Nike bombarding the socials with like photos and like teases, and then Caitlyn changing her in IG handle to like Caitlyn one. And it's like, okay, here we go. And
Yeah.
like I said, like we said on Hard Pass, bravo to them. Like they caught everybody off guard.
It was a great rollout. I
Yep.
I really enjoyed how they did it, how they teased it. I wish they would have strung it out a little bit longer. I think they did
Mm.
the reveal too quickly, but then I also heard that there were some photos leaked of the shoe already, and maybe that kind of
Mm.
pushed their hand. But
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a good rollout. The shoe looks really cool. I can't wait to try it on. I was hoping for something a little bit more on the tech side,
Sure.
but that upper looks interesting, and if it does what it says it does, like
Yeah.
that's a big plus.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm most curious about because, like Caitlin said, that's the tech that has never been used on the Nike shoe before, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, let's see how this performs. Let's
Right.
see like what exactly it's all about because I'm curious about that upper. Like you just look at like those little nodes things, and I'm like, I just
Yeah.
want to know like how they feel on foot and like how they perform. I'm not crossing over anybody or taking step back threes anymore, but I want to see how they perform. I want to see like, I actually want to put them on and put them at least through the paces until I get tired and I'm just like, I quit. But
Hey man, don't doubt yourself. You never know what you got in the bag. You
my
might have a
back does
little
not
something. You
agree.
might have a little something in there, like a little 1-2 for somebody.
Once upon a time I was like, but now we got to do the old man game, man. We got to do the styling game now.
Yes,
But anyway, anyways,
100%.
One thought though, like one question though. Do you think October 1st is a little too far out for
I did think
this?
that was strange.
Yeah.
I would have
It's
hoped
past the
for like
season
a
being over,
yeah.
right?
I would
Like
have
I
hoped
think
for
WNBA season's over by
August.
then. Yeah,
I would have
there you
thought
go.
like a
August is
August 1st. Like that would have
September.
been like, oh, okay, or even July, some July 15th, something. I thought it was
Yeah.
definitely going to be sooner than October, but you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe this is they're trying to see build buzz for it or build even more buzz for that. Maybe we'll start seeing players in the NBA wearing it when the
Yeah.
season starts because the season doesn't start till like Halloween, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Halloween,
yeah.
like Halloween, yeah.
Preseason. Like I think like once we
Preseason,
start, yeah.
yeah. Maybe we'll see some guys rocking them in the summer league.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we're gonna see definitely some of that like Drew League stuff. Others like
Well,
New York's.
Nike's not Drew League
You're
anymore,
right, right. That's right. I was about to say
so
like
there's
yeah,
no
that's right.
telling what we're gonna see at the Drew League.
Yeah, we gonna see. Yeah, you're right. I don't imagine like some like LeBron is gonna show up at the Drew League now with like some Caitlyn ones or anything like that. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Nah.
But like other leagues that maybe Nike has a little bit more hands on, like the New York versus New York stuff, like that kind of thing. Probably
Yeah.
we could expect something like that. But yeah, and I think October 1st is like is also curious, like a little too far out. But yeah, maybe this is just the time for them to build up to the actual release.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So the other thing was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander moving from
Mm-hmm.
Converse to Nike. So we talked about this before on the podcast. We speculated about like, what would happen if Converse were to sell Nike. I mean, no, other way around. Nike were to sell Converse. And yeah, no, I feel like this is kind of like the sign of like, things not being great for Converse. Like, is this a sign of like maybe we should start looking at like Converse being like on the market? And like like it's weird to say like it's like this could be like the end of that partnership, which actually has been going on for quite some time.
Yeah, I have to look at it two ways. One, they moved Shea because something's wrong at Converse. Like the numbers are just too bad. We know that for the last couple of quarters they haven't been doing well, and
Hmm.
so to be preemptive of something really happening, they move Shea over now. Get that all out of the way so that it's not a conversation if the Converse things don't turn around.
Right.
It also gives them the opportunity to highlight Shea, put a bigger marketing budget behind Shea, all the things that Converse necessarily didn't have the budget to do. Now the other way is that Shea, knowing how well he's been doing, was like, hey, I need more. I
Hmm.
need more money, I need more marketing, I need all the things. And as opposed to creating a situation where Shea could leave and go somewhere else, it was proposed like, hey, let's move him over to Nike, make him a Nike signature athlete. Then he has, the world is his oyster with Nike. So that's kind of the two ways that I've been looking at it. That this is a move to get him out of there, and you know possibly be the end of Converse. I know they said it isn't on the last company call that Nike had. They were
Hmm.
still very optimistic about Converse, but moving him over to Nike does gives them the opportunity to solely focus on Converse, the brand, and not have to worry about spending tons of money on someone like Shea or meeting all the needs of Shea. Now they have someone at Nike. Now they have the Nike basketball team that's really doing that stuff already, and it's easier for them to fold Shea, to include Shea into the fold.
Do we think though that Shea at Nike is a good fit? Like, what do you foresee being like the angle? Like, I don't know, like because when I look at Nike athletes, I think of like LeBron and KD and Giannis and like their personalities and how Nike has been able to like accentuate the positives and like hide some of the more like less whatever parts of the personality and everything. Like, how do you foresee them like working with Shay? Because like Shay is very much like creative guy, someone
Mm-hmm.
who's very fashionable, but doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have like the haha, the thing that's like when you expect
Yeah.
from when you see LeBron commercials, you expect for the most part like there's gonna be jokes. Like with
Yeah.
KD, like the Drake stuff. Like I'm not the biggest Drake fan or anything like that, but like when I see him doing like his whole yes man shtick with KD, I'm like, that's pretty funny. Like I got nothing
Yeah.
against it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good, pretty good. I
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. It's good.
wonder like how they are going to market Shea. Like I just wonder like, are we gonna like try like a little penny situation where we get like something to like speak for Shea, or is it like we're gonna go all in on like serious? I don't want to say brooding, but like like serious Shea, like that kind of deal. Like I'm just very curious to see how they put Shea in the mix with all of the other Nike athletes, because it's a pretty deep roster now. Like Cade Cunningham's
Yeah.
coming next year, and of course Caitlin right now, and like, let's be honest, like I think Caitlin's gonna like suck a lot of the energy, like bring a lot of the
For
energy towards
sure.
her, because of
Yep.
like once that release gets sooner, like everybody's gonna be paying attention to that,
Mm-hmm.
and regardless of whatever LeBron has coming, whatever KD has coming, Giannis, whoever, Sabrina, Asia, like a lot of people are gonna be paying attention to Caitlin for the foreseeable future. And I wonder how they are going to like navigate that, how Shea is going to navigate that. Like, do we get the Nike Shea 001 or 002 within the same time frame as Caitlin's shoe, or do we wait until next year?
I mean, maybe wait till All-Star. I don't know. That's a great question.
Mm,
I'm not sure. I don't. My speculation was that they wait till like around All-Star,
mm,
um, or or they just wait till the season starts. Because like, I mean, let's be fair. Caitlin's shoe drops on October 1st. The league
yeah.
doesn't start. The NBA, I should say, doesn't start until the end of October. So like sometimes right around Thanksgiving. I mean, right around Halloween.
Yeah.
So that's basically a month between the two, and I don't think Nike's going to drop a ton of Caitlin's in that time frame. I think we'll have
Mm,
one. We might have a preheat launch that we haven't seen yet. We'll have the blue launch, and then we maybe have one more during that first month. But
mm-hmm.
I would put that at like a 20% chance. I think they just do a preheat and the main colorway, and we don't see another one until like like maybe December.
Yeah.
But I imagine
So
a lot of them will be leaking, so we may end up seeing them sooner than later.
yeah, totally. So does this mean that like there was never a Converse Shea 2? Like I wonder though, like was there ever did we ever was there, because there was never any leaks. There was never any like talk about like what the Shea 2 was going to be. Do you
Mm-mm.
think after a certain while Nike just kind of cut the plug? I mean, pulled the plug and just be like, no, we're not funding this. We're not like continuing this. We're gonna bring Shay over. Like, I wonder when the discussion started of like when this move was gonna happen. Like, when did the both parties, like, when did Shay maybe ask for this, or when did Nike
Mm.
talk about this? Like, I'm curious if there was ever, and maybe we'll find out in the future, right? Someone will leak it, someone will talk about it, right? Like, I'm just curious if there was ever a Converse Shay 2, or was it always going to happen where like after the Shay 1 had its run, which seems to be going on for a while now. I feel like we've been like 2 seasons into like the Shay 1 at this point. And
Mhm.
was it always gonna be like a jump to Nike after the Shay 1 had its run? I'm just curious to see like when did the discussion start about like when certain projects got abandoned, or what did it ever get started, and when did the Nike thing come into play? I'm just curious to see like when.
I would
Yeah.
say it all happened at All Star.
This
Jordan
this
Brand
year's
had a
All-Star?
massive rollout. Yeah, this year's All Star. I'm not
Mm,
sure about this, but this is just my thinking. Jordan Brand had an amazing, crazy rollout.
mhm,
Nike
mhm.
basketball was all over the place. They had a big rollout. And Converse, they had like a small building at a hotel in New York City. I mean, in Hollywood. So it's like I imagine Shay seeing seeing what's offered to the people on the other brands. I imagine that can spark a conversation and get people being like, "Hey, wait, what's going on? Like, this is two-time MVP. Why are we at a random place in Hollywood and
Yeah,
everybody else is in Inglewood or taking over downtown?" So
exactly. Yeah,
that's
totally.
my thought.
Mhm, mhm. Well, yeah. I mean, we'll see what the future holds for Caitlin and Shay over the
Yeah.
next couple of months and everything. But I'm very curious to see like what. And I wonder if it's going to be called the Shay 002 or or we're going to start again with with the the Nike Shay one. I'm very curious to see like what's the numbering convention going to be. If it's going to be just like we're just going to keep going, or do we start over again, even though it just started? Like we're starting over, starting
Yeah.
something new.
I
But
think they start
anyways,
over and it becomes like a trivia question.
yeah,
Like what
absolutely.
what was Shay's original, signature shoe? And everybody's gonna be like, Nike. And like,
No, actually.
actually.
Well, anyways, Jacques, we got one more thing before we go, though, and I'm sure this is something that you have a lot of thoughts about, and I think I have a lot of thoughts about it too. We're gonna go back to the world of golf, and
Yes.
today it was just today, right? Like even Tiger was there to like announce this whole new format to the
Mm-hmm.
PGA Tour that is coming in 2028, and it's got a lot of big changes. We're talking about promotions, relegations, a new way to do like the postseason stuff, and like
Mm-hmm.
international events in the fall. Like, we're actually gonna like go
Which
overseas
is
for some
cool.
like crazy events. And I
Yeah.
gotta say, man, like I am excited is not the word, but I am curious to see how this is gonna all play out. So basically, like the PGA Tour season is gonna have like two separate tracks, and it's gonna be like I don't know what is it called, like the Champions. It's kind of like soccer, right? Like we've got like the Champions League, we've got the Premier League, we've got like the lesser leagues and all that stuff. So it's very much like it seems to be like copying like the European format of like football, where
Yeah.
we've got like the top tier, and then at the end of the season, we got like, the X amount of players make it to next year's top league, but then X amount of players get relegated to the lower league. And then you've got like players who are already in the lower league, like the next amount of players get promoted to the top league, and then
Yep.
so on and so forth. And yeah, man, it's a very interesting time because I hear a lot of like, stuff on the socials about wondering like what tournaments are going to be part of the lower league. Like, are there going to be like famous tournaments that we know that are, staples of the tour schedule? Like, do they
Mm-hmm.
become like relegation league, events? And it's like, oh, that's kind of sad that like X event is now no longer considered like, top tier stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah,
then like,
yeah.
yeah, so I am, curious on that front. But then, like, when you look at how the PGA Tour is talking about it, we're talking about like, hey, man, best of the best play against, each other. And it's like, this is what you guys want. Like, you want to see the best players. Like, you don't want them
Mm-hmm.
to be like setting their own schedule and like, just, oh, I'm only going to play like 10 events. Okay, Tiger, great. Uh, you know, so we want to see like, and it's very condensed, right? Like it's like February to August. Like I felt like there was a
Yeah.
time where like we were playing year long. Like, it felt
Yeah,
like it was going
it
from like
definitely
January
felt
to like
like that.
October.
Yeah,
Yeah.
January till October, it definitely felt that way for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So this is like the main season is like from February to August. And then like in the fall, you've got like events like where they're working with the DP tour and they're going to be going around the world. And, you know, wow, this is like all of this happened without Live. Like, do you think like do you think
Mm.
at some point PGA would have been like, hey man, we got to get our stuff together because like so and so reasons, ratings, interest, and all that stuff. Like, do you think this happens without Live, barging in the way that they did?
I don't think this happens without Liv. This
Mm,
is in direct response to everything that Liv has done to really change the industry. And although we don't acknowledge the impact that Liv has had on golf, it clearly shows that there was room for change and room for to improve a couple of things. And you were right. This does feel very similar to like Champions League and the Premier League. So they're going to call it the champion, and then they call it the challenger.
yeah,
And one thing that I thought of is it allows a lot more players to be on tour
sure.
because only
Hmm.
the top 125, I think, are going to go to the champion
Yeah, yeah,
circuit, if we're going to call it the circuit. And then the challenger, they have like another 100 people there. But then you also still have the Corn Ferry Tour, and you have the DP World Tour. So there's a lot going on, and I think a lot of things they have to iron out, especially as we get closer. Like, what's the point system going to be, and how is that going to work? How does someone get relegated? Obviously, if you don't play well, you're going to get relegated. But how does someone get bumped up? Like, how many points does it take? All of those things, I think, is still kind of are still up in the air, and we're not getting a full picture of everything that's going on. But I do have a conspiracy theory.
This is gonna be good.
And I'm going to say it. And then we're going to just change subjects. I think this is why the Saudis pulled out of Live Golf, because they knew this was coming. And this is how they get involved with the PGA Tour. All right, next topic.
Oh. Interesting. Someone get Phil Mickelson on the phone if he wasn't canceled already.
Yeah. You can find him at the club. Actually, you can't.
Nope. You cannot find him at any club. Yeah, anyways, that was episode 88 of the Too Hard Too Fast podcast. I am again your co-host Juan Martinez. Thank you for listening, watching, and all that good stuff. You can find us on all the platforms. You can find your podcasts: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those good places. And now Jacques Slade with the email and the cheap plugs.
As always, we appreciate you guys listening, and make sure you give us great reviews and all of those things, likes, shares, reshares, retweets, do all the things that you do on social media. If you'd like to talk to us directly, you can email us at the Too Hard Too Fast podcast at gmail.com. That's the Too Hard Too Fast podcast at gmail.com. I am Jacques Slade. That's Juan. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys soon.